it is extremely hard to pick the most diabolical, incompetent, not very smart member of MAGA. But we here at IHIP News think we have found a standalone winner. And that, of course, is Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is, by all accounts, with congressmen that we have spoken to that work with her, she is every bit as crazy as you think. So I just wanted to highlight some of her just the most cringy, embarrassing moments that she's had. Every time she opens her mouth in Congress, I mean, every time she embarrasses herself. This is the woman that brought Hunter Biden's nudes to Congress.
Were you aware of this?
Congresswoman, as I said, I haven't seen the photos that you're holding up before.
Maybe, well, I posted them on my Twitter account. It's public. You know, maybe
I don't spend a lot of time on Twitter.
Well, you know, oh, I'm sure you do, because the Department of Homeland Security, organized with other offices, has censored many Americans, including myself.
I'm not part of the Department of Homeland Security.
Right, Mr. Ray, you should be interested in investigating terrorism.
Okay, here's the deal. She's so dumb. I mean, well, it's on my Twitter. It's public. Marjorie, you are too stupid and crazy. Most people laugh at you. Christopher Wray, the Trump-appointed director of the FBI, is not looking at your Twitter account, and he's most certainly not the director of Homeland Security. And here's one of the things that makes Marjorie Taylor Greene particularly just vile and craven. And here it is. I'll let it speak for itself.
Not have a skin color. I know a ton of white people that are as lazy and sorry and probably worse than black people I know. And I would not hire them.
Okay, I mean, here's the deal. It is unequivocally true that she is a racist. She hates poor people. She is an elected member of the House of Representatives of the United States of America. And it makes me wonder about her congressional district in Georgia. But then I live in Oklahoma. So then I realize, okay, that's who we've got. And, you know, she's QAnon. Full jump. Doesn't even try to hide it.
It's called Q, a patriot.
Wait, hold on. Have any of you heard me ever talk about QAnon? No. Q is a patriot. Q is someone very close to President Trump. These are my supporters right here, and they're telling you right now they've never heard me talk about it. Q has put out there that many high-level officials will soon be arrested. You just brought up lies about me and conspiracy theories about me. And you're the one that broadcasts those crazy things to all kinds of people. There's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to take this global cable of Satan-worshiping pedophiles out. I mean, you clearly have your own conspiracy theories.
No,
You do. You have your own. No, you are creating conspiracy theories about me.
That's what's so dangerous about Marjorie Taylor Greene, because she has no conscience. And she says stuff like, Marjorie, that's public. You put that publicly. So if Christopher Wray is supposed to read your Twitter, you're putting this online. If you believe it, then own it. But you are so crazy and you're so craven for power that you will say and do anything. So here we couldn't not have the greatest hits of Marjorie Taylor Greene without including some of her 60 Minutes highlights.
Greene complains that the news media harp on things she did in the past, like, as in this video, chasing after a survivor of the Parkland, Florida school shooting.
Well, if school zones were protected with security guards with guns, there would be no mass shootings at schools.
And things she says that are over the top, like,
the Democrats are a party of pedophiles.
I would definitely say so. They support grooming children.
They are not pedophiles. Why would you say that?
Democrats support, even Joe Biden, the president himself, supports children being sexualized and having transgender surgeries. Sexualizing children is what pedophiles do to children.
Wow. Okay.
Nuts. Leslie Stahl should have just told her, you're fucking nuts. But I realize she's too professional for that. But I mean, might I remind you, most of the children that get molested, it's not by groomers in the Democratic Party, it's at their churches. So, and then we have her regarding Ukraine.
Britain's Foreign Secretary David Cameron says that you should vote through funding for Ukraine. What do you say to that?
I think he tried to compare us to Hitler also. And if that's the kind of language he wants to use, I really have nothing to say to him.
Well, he likened you to an appeaser to Hitler in not voting through funding for Ukraine. Are you an appeaser for Putin?
I think that I really don't care what David Cameron has to say. I think that's rude name calling.
Okay, hold on, stop. Rude name calling from someone that calls people groomers and pedophiles with zero proof, zero evidence. She's worried about rudeness? Cut me some slack. Okay, sorry.
I appreciate that type of language, and David Cameron needs to worry about his own country, and frankly, he can kiss my ass.
But do you think Putin's the good guy in all this?
Of course, she doesn't answer. Here's the deal. I can make a case that Donald Trump is a plant of Putin. I can make a case that Elon Musk is in Putin's pocket. I can certainly make the case that Tucker Carlson is. I think Marjorie Taylor Greene is too dumb for Putin. I don't think he would want her as a plant because she's too dumb. And dare I say, you do not get to be offended by somebody's language and then tell them to kiss your ass. Like that, the lack of self-awareness and hypocrisy just in that one clip is so jaw-dropping. But here she is, the queen of appropriate professional behavior, telling a reporter to fuck off.
Thank you so much, the news agents in from London. What do you think the message should be to Nikki Haley tonight?
Well, we've been encouraging her to drop out and support President Trump, and I think tonight is the clear message that President Trump is the clear front runner. He's the winner in our Republican primary, and it's time for Nikki Haley to drop out and support him.
Do you think President Trump, Mr. Trump, is closer to picking his VP, and should you be on that list?
Oh, that's the question everyone asks, and no, I don't think Nikki Haley should be on the list, but of course President Trump will choose who he wants for VP.
Would you like to be on that list?
He's got a long list. I support President Trump in any way he'd ask me, but I can assure you it won't be Nikki Haley.
And can you tell me why so many people that support Donald Trump love conspiracy theories, including yourself? He seems to attract lots of conspiracy theorists.
Well, let me tell you, you're a conspiracy theorist, and the left and the media spreads more conspiracy theories. We like the truth. We like supporting our Constitution, our freedoms, and America first. So,
what about Jewish space lasers? Tell us about Jewish space lasers.
Why don't you go talk about Jewish space lasers? And really, why don't you off? How about that?
Thanks. Thank you very much.
Isn't she so gracious? I mean, it's the irony, the lack of self-awareness. And then here's the deal. Marjorie, if you're supporting the Constitution, if you are so pro-Constitution, why are you not on the front line screaming about people being taken off the streets without due process and sent to El Salvadorian concentration camps? If you're so pro-Constitution, where are you for due process, Marjorie? You're too crazy. Okay, and then we have something that just the trolling by Jimmy Kimmel of Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's so easy. Let's watch this.
No, he doesn't seem to be interested in that. She even followed him to South Carolina today.
You can hear the excitement here in the crowd. They're cheering and they're excited to see President come.
Yes, they want to see.
Here's the deal. President come only with Viagra. And Marjorie, I can promise you the only person that's thinking about Donald Trump in a sexual way, other than like the MAGA nutballs, is you. Like that Freudian slip is so funny because she has the hots for him so bad. And then here's the deal. She's too crazy for Fox News. Let that sink in for a minute. Marjorie Taylor Greene is too crazy for Fox News.
Fox News that literally fired Tucker Carlson, the #1 cable TV news host in the nation. Tucker, who was basically the voice of everyone. That's the Fox News that refused to cover me calling the motion to vacate. The five never switched gears. They never changed, never went to anything different. Fox News wants to control what Republican voters think, and the control
I do agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene on that. Fox News does want to and does, in fact, control what Republican viewers think. So I find it so interesting that they're not, I mean, they cut away to Donald Trump. I mean, obviously they cut away when he starts talking about Hannibal Lecter and all that, but they cover everything he does. When we have just recently seen him cover Big Balls like it's a big victory for Doge, that they have a guy named Big Balls stealing people's private information. But they won't cut away to Marjorie Taylor Greene on Fox News because that's how crazy she is. And all of this would be funny if it weren't so dangerous. These are the ideological leaders of the MAGA movement, and it's terrifying. It's authoritarianism at work. She has her lips plastered on Trump's ass at all time. She is dangerous. Thank goodness we have Jasmine Crockett to call her out on a, bad built butch body, or blonde bad built butch body, whatever it is. But we have to be very, very concerned about vile creatures like Marjorie Taylor Greene. Stick with us for more news.